Hello, this is Malorian, and now this will be a 2,500 point game of my Tomb Kings up against Empire. So I got another game here set up, and I decided to stay with the same list just because I'm still learning it. I have here the 20 archers on the left, I have the Sphinx, I have 2 of the Swarms, 3 of the Carrion, I have a Tomb Spider, I have the 3 Ushopti, uh, 30 Spearmen, and in there is my Hierophant with a scroll. He's a level 4. I got 20 Tomb Guard with a Tomb King, who just has a golden mask. I have the Screaming Skull Catapult, the Casket of Souls. Then over there is a Bone Giant. I have 3 Chariots, 5 Horsemen, and 3 Stalkers. And on the far top left, I also have 3 Horsemen Archers, which I had scout there. The game here is Blood and Glory, so that's why we're pushed up a little bit farther, and my opponent is having this Empire army. And so when I heard it was Empire, I was fairly worried because, as far as the mission goes, it's going to have tons of banners. He probably has a lot of war machines that blow me out of the water, but when he starts deploying it, it didn't actually start looking all that bad. And that's because he has a lot of characters. So on the left, outside of the unit, he has a level 4 Lore Metal, level 2 Lore Life, then a whole bunch of these great swords, and in there he has his priest, and he also has a witch hunter who's going after my Hierophant. He has both those 2 new chariots at the back, the Luminarch and blah blah blah. Then he has something like 20 halberdiers, a big huge unit of 60 swordsman, and in there he has his BSB, he has a nether warrior priest, he has another witch hunter, and then on the right he has then another little detachment of spearmen or whatever it is, and in there I don't think it has any characters in that one. But then he has his Archlector that's on the War Altar, and behind them he has the Demigryphs, and with them is joined a engineer actually on the mechanical steed. I think he's just kind of doing it for fun. So a lot of characters here, kind of a smaller army than I'd expect to see, and it should be really interesting. I mean, the way that we put it down, I pretty much got my counters, but the next picture here is really going to be showing what my game plan is. Alright, now of course, what it really comes down to is the mission, and both of us are actually in a very bad spot compared to what the mission wants us to be, and that's because it's Blood and Glory, like I said. And so for my part, I have a banner in all of my 3 skeleton units, and then I have my general. So I have Fortitude of 5, and so if I just lose 2 of those points, I lose. On his side, all he has is a banner and his great swords, his BSB, and his general. So 4, his general is the Archlector, by the way. So if he loses anything, he's done for. And so of course it seems to me the easiest thing for me to go for is the BSB. And so what I have going here is really a layered attack. So I have the Ushopti to hit them, I have the Tomb Scorpion, and then if all that fails, I'm going to hit them with my Tomb Guard, with my Tomb King. And if I just kill that one thing, I win. Backup plans will be to maybe kill his Archlector on the right side, between the Bone Giant or Skullpult to the face or something. And then on the left, my Sphinx fighting the Greatswords, which is a pretty good matchup anyway. If I can destroy that unit and take away that banner, well then that's another one off him and I just win automatically. So, but really it's all going to be a layered attack up against the BSB. My turn too, and I go to send my archers into the flank here, and this really didn't turn out as well as I thought. I mean, here I thought I would lose a couple to the woods, and I did. I lost 2 horsemen that tripped on a tree, and then in combat, first of all, he's hitting me on 2s, which is something I kind of forgot about. Luckily, I made my 6+ armor save to save the wound, and did 1 wound on him. He lost by 3 and held. But because of how this is, I'm only fighting him with 1 guy, and so hopefully he'll start breaking, but I've now lost that static res with the charge and the flank now that he's turned to face me. So if nothing else, at least I'm holding him up and threatening him. So I get first turn, pretty much just moving up. Everything is so slow that it's pretty lucky that it is Blood and Glory that I'm starting up closer. Otherwise, I do a little bit of shooting into his great swords on the left, kill a few of them. I mean, that's with the Skullpult hitting it as well. Shooting from the archers went to level 2, only did 1 wound, but hey, why not? and then the only thing I got done with my magic phase is I got the spell off on his demigryphs, where they're reduced by 3 movement, and everything counts as dangerous terrain. Just really trying to make it so he's not going to move them, and hopefully not make them as part of the game. Empire turn 1, moving up, he moves his level 2 into the Great Swords to keep it safe. In the magic phase, he put Flesh to Stone on that unit, which of course healed him as well. And then apart from that, he really didn't get anything done, because of course a lot of his stuff is long range. He was having some pretty bad luck with trying to cast spells, and there you have it. I did actually use my scroll already, because he put up the one spell, the Glittering Scales or whatever it is, and of course if I'm going to be going this next turn to try and kill his BSB, I need to be as weak as possible, so I've already blown my scroll to shut that down. Otherwise, it was a huge flop. As you see, my Reshopti are gone, his BSB is still there, and really what happened is that I charged in. I kind of expected that he'd kill one and then hopefully not kill the second one, and I'd have 2 to attack, but I really wasn't keeping in mind just the sheer amount of power that these combat blocks have in Empire, where he's pretty much hitting me on 2+ with all of his characters and stuff. He's getting re-rolls with his Witch Hunter, and in the end, I just luckily ended up with 1 Ushabti to attack, and I didn't even manage to wound. So I don't even know at this point what the BSB has. So that's kind of a flop, but I have the Carrion up there just to slow him down. By the way, the Bone Giant was supposed to charge the 1 detachment, but rolled double 1s, so that kind of sucked. But otherwise, everything's there to be ready to counter. The horses are there on the right to redirect away his War Altar. And on the left, of course, I didn't charge because he's toughness 6, and so I'm just waiting things out. So his turn 2 then, and it's... You know, he had a few charges in there and stuff, but the main thing that happened is that in a funny turn of events, his Sorcerer Lord goes and kills all my skeletons between combat res and stuff, so his level 4 killed my fast cav, so that's no good. The combat on the left, between my Sphinx and the Greatsword, he charged in there, and you know, between all the re-rolls and all that stuff, he actually did a good amount of damage to me. I missed my Thunder Crush attack, and so... You know, that's not really going as well as I thought. Of course, he charged in, got rid of my swarms, charged in, got rid of my Carrion, and yeah, he's just pretty much then trying to block my Bone Giant with his other detachment to make sure it's not going to take part of it. On the right side as well, he charged into my Cav over there, and they're all dead as well. My turn 3 then, and this was actually kind of cruel. I kind of felt bad at this point, because something I didn't really mention on my opponent's side is his magic phase, and that's because he rolled double 1s. So really crappy, he had pretty much nothing to do, and then on my side, what do I get for magic? Double 6s. So I get off the charges that I want. I mean, I'm going after the detachment. Hopefully the Bone Giant can overrun to the unit. Meanwhile, I have the Tomb Scorpion there to hold the Witch Hunter in place, and my Tomb King and all the Tomb Guard are there just to try and kill that BSB. And with all these dice, I'm able to get off so that everything within 24 has Killing Blow. So all the Tomb Guard have Killing Blow on a 5+. Plus, I also hexed his unit so that they're -3 strength and toughness. So he's completely nerfed and just, you know, a seal ready to be clubbed here. And then in the end, it wasn't pretty. So, first of all, my Bone Giant and Chariots kind of flopped against the detachment, so that kind of sucked. They actually lost combat. And then here, I actually got 2 killing blows. Well, first of all, he got a challenge going with his Witch Hunter. He was probably hoping I'd have to take with my Tomb King, and then he'd have that chance to Killing Blow me, because if you need a 6 anyway, might as well be hoping for a Killing Blow 6. But I just took with my Champ, no big deal, and then put all the attacks against him, got 2 Killing Blows. Turns out he had a 4+ ward, made them both, but luckily with all the other attacks, you know, it's so easy to wound. I'm wounding on a 2+ because he's only toughness 1 at this point, and he just failed enough saves that he died. So, victory to the Tomb Kings, and I gotta say, I felt a little bit dirty, just, the way that I kind of won with this easy scenario, trying to pick off, and that's it. And plus, just the way the Winds of Magic went, where, he gets no magic for all his guys, and then it comes to my side, and boom, I get double six, right? And it was just a little bit much, but anyway, even without that, odds were that it was a really good strategy to do. Looking at the mission, I only had to kill the BSB, and even though it was a real huge eye opener, just the amount of damage that they put out, and that just throwing through Ushopti into them wasn't going to do anything whatsoever. Uh, just between the layers, that was eventually going to get the BSB, and he was going to die, and that was going to be pretty much it. So there you have it. Thanks for watching, and past this point, I'll probably start changing up my list. I know one thing for sure I probably want to drop is the Stalkers, because to be honest, they're pretty much garbage. They're not good whatsoever unless you're facing knights, which you don't usually see. So maybe I'll get in some of those surfing snakes. Anyway, catch you later. Bye.